Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you again in my class. This is your English class and I'm your subject teacher, Miss Fauzia. We have to continue with the responsibilities of youth. This was the speech that Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah had delivered at Dhaka University on the convocation occasion on 24th March 1948. Let's continue with the rest part of the speech. Your main occupation should be in fairness to yourself, in fairness to your parents, and indeed in fairness to the state. Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah addressed to the students who had qualified, who had been successful and in getting the diplomas, in getting the degrees, and who had been sitting in front of him. He was telling them that you must be fair to yourself. You must be fair to your parents. What is need? Selfless service is required. What is needed? Honesty is needed. So what would happen if you would remain fair to yourself, if you would remain fair to your parents, if you would remain honest and very dedicated to the state, and you would be able to devote your attention completely to your studies, then you would be able to achieve your target. It is only thus that you can equip yourself for the battle of life that lies ahead of you. So he's actually advising them that this life, it is full of challenges, full of different new tasks. So these are all coming ahead in your practical life, when you would be able to learn to be fair to yourself, when you would be able to learn to be fair and honest to your parents, and be fair to your state, and you would be able to devote yourself and your attention completely towards your studies. In that very way, these are the actually tools with which you can equip yourself in order to fight against the challenges that comes ahead in your life. Only thus will you be an asset and a source of strength and a pride to your state. So, if you can equip yourself with all these skills, with all these tools, then you will be an asset, you will be a source of strength, and you will be a pride to your state. Only thus can you assist it in solving the great social and economic problems that confront it and enable it to reach its destined goal. Actually, when you people are equipped with these tools, with these skills, then you will be able to understand the social and the economic problems that your country has been facing, and you would be able to solve those problems. If you are not skilled, if you are not mature enough to handle such problems, then definitely no nation can progress. If you want to progress, if you want to compete with the rest of the world, you must have certain skills, and these skills could be achieved if you remain fair to yourself, if you remain fair to your parents, and if you would remain fair to your state, and if you devote your attention completely towards your studies. So, among the most progressive and the strongest nation of the world. So, this was the piece of advice that Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah he had given to the students at Dhaka University, that what is needed, what is required is the honesty, is the fairness to oneself, to the parents, to the nation. Devotion is required to make oneself skilled with all the tools which are required to handle and to fight for the battle of life that are coming in the practical life. In that very way, any person can actually compete with the progressive and the strongest nations of the world. My young friends, I would therefore like to tell you a few points. He was talking to the students, and as he told them earlier, that don't take him as the head of the state, but should be taken him as their friend, as he loves his young people, he loves the new generation, he loves the students. I would therefore like to tell you a few points about which you should be vigilant and beware. Firstly, beware of the fifth columnist among ourselves. So over here he was warning the black sheep among the people, among you people, कायद अज़म मोहम्मद अली जनाह का ये कहना है कि एक तो आपका एनिमी है जो कि एक ओपन फोर फ्रंट पे आया हुआ है, जो दैट इज़ अनाउंस्ड एनिमी, और बाकी जो एनिमीज़ हैं दैट इज़ अमंग यू, दे आर लाइक ब्लैक शीप्स, दे आर द फिफ्थ कॉलमिस्ट. So what you people have to do, you have to be aware of those people. Secondly, guard against and weed out selfish people who only wish to exploit you so that they may swim. और सेकेंडली कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो आपको यूटिलाइज करते हैं, दे मेक और दे टेक बेनिफिट ऑफ यू एंड इन ऑर्डर टू मेक देयर ओन फुटिंग स्ट्रॉन्ग. So he also warns you people of those selfish people who make use of the others in order to actually elevate their own position. So these are the selfish people. He wanted to weed them out from your life. Secondly, he wanted you people to guard yourself against such people and to guard yourself from the black sheep who are among you. Thirdly, learn to judge who are really true and really honest and unselfish servants of the states who wish to serve the people with heart and soul and support them. And the third thing that he wanted you people, that you must have the sense of judgment. You must have this skill to bring the people to, or to catch the people who are really honest and true and unselfish and who wanted to do something for the people, for the nation, from their heart and soul. And he wanted that you people, the young generation, should support such people, those who are true to the nation, those who are true to the Pakistan, those who are true to their own people. There is another matter that I would like to refer to, my young friends. Hitherto, you have been following the rut. You get your degrees, and when you are thrown out of the university in thousands, all that you think and hanker for is government service. Okay, Qaid Muhammad Ali Jinnah again, he was highlighting the problem, the issue that the young generation they had been facing and they still have been facing, that what they consider, what they think, that the education that they had got at the university level after getting their master's degree, after getting their bachelor's degree, they come out into the practical life with this thought that they would get government service, right? So he discouraged this thing. What he says over here, that previously you had been following the rut, that was a dull routine. What was that dull routine? That you get your degrees and you are thrown out of this university in thousands. All that you think and hanker for is government service. जितने भी students हैं, when they get their diplomas, when they get their degrees, when they come into the practical life, they come among the thousands, then what would happen? They would long for, they would desire for the government service. They would think that the government service is the only place where they can have the safe and the better future. As your Vice Chancellor has rightly stated, that the main object of the old system of education and the system of government existing hitherto was really to have well trained and well equipped clerks. As definitely before 1947, the people who got the education, they were put into the government offices and as clerks. So what he said, that कि भी पहले जो प्रीवियस सिस्टम था उसके मुताबिक जो है लोग जो है उनको वेल ट्रेन किया जाता था in order to be the clerks. But now you people are free. Of course, some of them went higher and found their level, but the whole idea was to get well qualified clerks. ठीक है, as you people know in Indo-Pak history, that Muslims, they were not given their due rights. Muslims, they were not given even the chances to get the higher education. Muslims, they were at the low level in the educational level and the economic level, financial level. They were placed at the lower level. So that's why Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he actually wanted or advised the people to get education. That is the tool with which they can excel. So what Qaid Muhammad Ali Jinnah said, that previously the educational system or the mentality of the people was to get the job in the government level, and that was the job of the clerks. So what he says, that though many among the Muslims, they went higher and found their level, but majority, they followed the idea and they became the clerks. Civil service was mainly staffed by the Britons, and the Indian element was introduced later on, and it went up progressively. So definitely in before 1947, civil services were meant for the Britons. Later Indians were introduced into it. Well, the whole principle was to create a mentality, a psychology, a state of mind that an average man, when he passed his B or MA, was to look for some job in government, and if he had it, he thought that he has reached his height. This was the mentality that was actually developed among the young people, that this is the height where they have to reach, what they had to achieve. So what was the mentality, that after getting the degrees from the universities, after getting your diplomas from of B or MA, you people look for the job in the government sector. So when you people get the job in the government sector, you people feel that this is the place where I want to reach, and that is all. You people don't try to work for further better goals. I know, and you all know what has been really the result of this. Our experience has shown that an MA earns less than a taxi driver, and most of the so called government servants are living in a miserable manner than many. Than many servants who are employed by well to do people. Now, I want you to get out of that rut and that mentality, and especially now that we are in free Pakistan. So, Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah advised the students, the new generation, that we are now in new Pakistan. So, we have to get rid of that mentality. And what is that mentality? वो कहते हैं कि कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है इस mentality को फॉलो करने के लिए कि भी आपने MA की डिग्री हासिल कर ली, आपने BA की डिग्री हासिल कर ली, and you people are in the government sector and looking for the clerical jobs. ये जो मैंटेलिटी है, वी नीड टू चेंज दैट मैंटेलिटी, दैट पढ़ाई का मकसद हरगिज़ भी ये नहीं है कि किसी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में एक क्लर्क की जॉब लेकर बैठ जाएं, एंड दैट इज़ ऑल व्हाट ही सेज ओवर हियर. वो कहते हैं कि भी हमें बहुत से को ये भी इस बात का अंदाज़ा है कि एक टैक्सी ड्राइवर भी एक MA पास से ज़्यादा जो है वो अर्न करता है. इसी तरह से बहुत से गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स जो हैं वो बहुत मिजरेबल लाइफ गुजार रहे हैं. बहुत से जो मिनियल सर्वेंट्स हैं जो कि अनस्किल्ड हैं, वो they are getting more than the clerks. So what he says, that we need to get out of that boring routine, we need to get out of that habit and that mentality, because we are now in free Pakistan. Government cannot absorb thousands, impossible. But in the competition to get government service, most of you demoralized. Government can take only a certain number, and the rest cannot settle down to anything else. And being disgruntled are always ready to be exploited by persons who have their own access to grind. अब क्या है, many of you definitely government sector के पास तो limited jobs हैं. When you people aspire for those jobs, when you people look for those jobs, and you people struggle for those jobs, some of you have been selected over there. The remaining definitely, as with the limited seat, cannot get the place over there. When they were rejected, they feel that they have no place in the world and the society or the country. They do not need them, or they are not as much important as the others are. So this feeling of actually dejection and disappointment, it demoralize you people. आपका जो morale है वो क्या होता है, वो वीक हो जाता है, लेस हो जाता है. So what happens, majority the young people, they have been exploited by the people who have their own motives. ठीक है, वो सेल्फिश पीपल, वो आपको यूटिलाइज कर लेते हैं, वो आपको एक्सप्लाइट करते हैं फॉर देयर ओन पर्पस. दे हैव देयर ओन एक्सेस टू ग्राइंड. वो अपने पर्पस के लिए आपको, जो सेल्फिश पीपल हैं, वो यूज़ कर लेते हैं. सो व्हाट ही सेज ओवर हियर, डिसग्रंटल मीन्स दैट you people get dissatisfied and are ready to be exploited by the by the selfish people. Now I want that you must divert your mind, your attention, your aims, your ambition to other channels and other avenues and the fields that are open to you and will increasingly become so. This is There is no shame in doing manual work and labor. So Kaidaism, he emphasized on this thing that if you don't get your job in the government sector, don't get disappointed, don't get disgruntled or dissatisfied. And what you people have to do, you must divert your attention to the other channels which are open to you, as we are living in now free Pakistan, where many people are required in many different fields. So you must change your mentality, and you must look for the other channels, for the other avenues, for the other fields that are lying ahead. And then second thing that he emphasized, that there is no shame in doing labor work or manual work. There is an immense scope in technical education, for we want technically qualified people very badly. You can learn banking, commerce, trade, law, which provide so many opportunities now. Already you find that new industries are being started, new banks, new insurance companies, new commercial firms are opening, and they will grow as you go on. Now these are avenues and fields open to you. So he also had shown them the other fields as well. In his speech, he was telling them it wasn't only the government jobs, many other private jobs, they are looking for the young energetic people as well. So you can go into those fields like commerce, trade, law, banking. These are the new fields which have the opportunities for you, and there you can grow more quickly than in the government sector. Think of them and divert your attention to them, and believe me, you will there benefit yourself more than by merely going in for government service and remaining there in what I should say a circle of clerkship, working there from morning till evening, um, in most dingy and uncomfortable conditions. So he says that when you people would join such fields, you will feel that you are much more better than those clerks, those who have been following a very drab and very dingy and dissatisfied and uncomfortable conditions. They have to sit from the morning till evening over there. So what you need to do is, if you don't get success over there, then don't get dissatisfied, disgruntled, don't feel uncomfortable. Do look for the new horizons, they are open for you, and you would can explore yourself over there, and you can even have more progress in such fields. You will be far more happy and far more prosperous, with far more opportunities to rise if you take to commerce and industry, thus and will thus be helping not only yourself but your state. I can give you an instance. I know a young man who was in the government service. So he also from his personal experience, he was relating an example that there was a person, young man, who was in the government service, and 4 years ago he went into a banking corporation on 200 rupees because he had studied the subject of banking, and today he's manager in one of their firms and drawing 1500 rupees a month in just 4 years. So this was the progress that a person can make in the private sector, in the banking sector. That as the person who had been earning 200 rupees, now in just 4 years had been earning 1500 rupees. These are the opportunities to have, and I do impress upon you now to think in these terms. So, Qadazam Muhammad Ali Jinnah actually opens up the mind of the students that don't restrict yourself just only to the government jobs. You have much more fields where you people can apply, where you people can go and you can explore yourself. And if you people don't get the jobs in the government sector, don't get disappointed, don't be disgruntled, and feel comfortable and satisfied that you are required in the country, and you are much more important for the progress of the country. Thank you very much, students. That is all. Then today I will also share with you that exercise of the responsibilities of youth. Thank you.